Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So on Saturday we have created base object table and landing tables, right? Base object, stage tables, and landing tables. Okay. So today we'll create mapping, okay, for this table. Like already we have created one stage table with source system CKR. Okay, let's see like how can we create the mapping. Take acquired log, right click, add mapping. So these are the details common, secure resource. So it should be always in checked state and provide some name. So here we create mapping for each and every stage table. Okay. So for our notation purpose, map CKR, even like we can mention stage also. Okay, map stage CKR 40 in. So this is the mapping name, the display name, and here we how many landing tables are available, those many landing tables will be displayed over here. Okay, so we have to choose according to our requirement. So this is the landing party table. So I'm selecting this, and the stage tables here will be available. So if a stage table like has been used in any other mapping, then that stage table will not be displayed over here. Okay, I'll explain you like how should a mapping has been designed, and so when and in which cases like the stage tables requirement get changed. Okay, so right now only one stage table is available, so we have to use this one. Click OK, then one mapping will get created over here.
Hello.
Yeah, yes. It's
Okay.
loading.
Okay. Okay. I thought I lost the audio.
No, no, it takes time sometimes. Okay, yeah, mapping has been created with name and what is the landing table and stage table. And here we have diagram. In this section, we'll configure the ports. Okay. These are the columns already, the system defined columns present within the stage table, and this loading part will be taken care by MDM. Okay. So we connect only to the user defined columns. So right click, we have different options or the add function, so that we can add some cleanse functions, and we can clean the data. I'll show you, okay, when we deal with cleanse functions. And constant condition, all this comes under cleanse functions only. And clear all mappings means it clears the ports, and auto mapping means if the name gets matches, then it connects to that port. Okay, name is matching, then it is connected to those ports. Okay, so in system defined columns, so we connect last update date from landing table to stage table. Okay, if you remember that when we create landing table, two columns by default will get created. One is source row id and last update date. Okay, last update date has been created by system, but we pass that value. Okay, and we connect this last update column to the stage table and rest of the user defined columns. And here we have source key. So source key will connect to the system defined column of pk source object. Okay. So the like here I told you, right, pk source object is nothing but unique key for stage table for that source system. So if you consider CKR source system, here always PK source object will get unique value. If we get any duplicate value, then that record will get rejected at that instance of load. Okay. And we have source system column. We don't connect source system column. We utilize this source system column to differentiate the records, source system records. So, same landing table can be used for different stage tables. Okay. So how can MDM gets to know that like this landing table has CKR source system data, SFDC source system data, MLO source system data, and some other. Okay. So we will apply some filter function here so that it reads only that particular source system data. So I'll enable condition and I'll put src underscore system equal to CKR. So then this mapping allows only the records of CKR source system. Save it. Here we have the option valid. It means whether if we provide wrong column name, then it throws an error. Okay. The query executed without any. So so here this mapping allows the records of CKR source system only because we are mentioning filter condition over here. Okay. And this source key will be populated by ETL team. Okay. So ETL team will take care of unique combination of generation of source key for that particular source system. And we connect this source key to the PK source object. Okay. In the project, that naming convention may get changed like source key or source ID. Some people may mention source ID. Okay. And source system and like simply they mention source. Okay. The naming conventions may get changed. Okay? So now we have mapped one mapping between landing table and stage table. Okay, now when we create the mapping, we see some observations. Okay, there will be changes in some properties. Go to the schema section, base object table, and the state concern stage table. So on Saturday, we observed that this settings tab has been disabled. Now it has been enabled. Okay? I'll explain you why we have this option. Preserve and audit trail. So here, if you enable this one, okay, here one raw table will be created for associated stage table for this table. So for every stage table, there will be one raw table if you enable this one. Okay, once this gets created, okay, it's permanent. And one reject table. Reject table is a common for every stage table. Why reject table is there, right? Whenever the records gets rejected, that rejected records will be passed into the reject table. And we have audit raw table. So here raw table, what it holds is like raw table holds the data of stage table itself, but here it holds depends upon the configuration which we do over here. If I mention here 5 means 5 batch loads of data will be stored in the draw table. Means like suppose today we ran 3 loads and tomorrow we run 3 loads, right? Total 6 loads in 2 days. But this raw table holds 5 loads of data. When the sixth loads comes, that oldest load data will get truncated, will get removed automatically by MDM itself, and then it replaces with the sixth load data. Why we enable this option is for audit trail purpose. So on a particular day, something, some data issue happened. So in order to backtrace like from which source system it came and what type of data that is, so to do some audit trail, we enable this one, okay, to perform some debug analysis on a particular data. But in real time, in very few cases, you see this preserve audit trail option is enabled because storing of data like not useful. It consumes a lot of physical space. That's why in most of the projects we like people don't enable this audit trail. Say they simply leave like that. So here file loads of data, and if we can select the data, how can it should be stored, like in terms of hours or days, weeks, months, quarters, or years. If I mention year, 1 year of data will be stored in the raw table, and it will be grown very huge. Okay, so generally people
Okay.
will not, yeah, generally people will not enable this thing. Okay.
So it is different from history table, correct?
This is different from history table, and this is particularly to this particular stage table.
Okay.
Okay, this is
Okay.
particular to stage table only, and purely it holds the source system data. And moreover, here we don't see any consolidated records or nothing. Simply whatever the data it comes from the landing table to this stage table, that data gets replicated over here, just stores as a one load. Okay.
Okay.
So we don't like here MDM will not do any data operations, any data processing. Simply it stores the data. So here raw table is there. In the raw table, there columns. Whatever the columns present in the landing table, those columns only here it will be reflected. Simply it holds the data. That's it. Nothing will, no data processing will be performed over here. It is just a copy of stage table. Okay. Even you can observe at the schema level also. Okay. Okay. See here, raw table has been created.
Okay. Yeah.
And whenever we create mapping, even other tables also will get created automatically. PRL, OPL, okay? Online previous landing table, previous landing table. So this will be used for delta detection, but right now we don't use this tables. Okay, delta detection. So delta detection will be performed at the ETL level only. Very very few cases, but very few projects will implement that right now. Like no one will take that much risk because MDM do lot of processing, and so like we don't allow MDM to perform this delta detection process. Okay, we don't enable this process because again it's like performance slowdown. So that's why most of the times we'll try to avoid this only. ETL at the ETL level only will enable the delta detection. And even I will show you like why MDM will do lot of data processing. Okay, during the data load process, I'll explain you. Yeah. how many data operations it performs to for a single record. Okay, I'll explain you in the sequence. Okay. So now we have created one uh, mapping, and let's see how the data gets loads. Okay, so I'll add some data. I'll fabricate some data into this table. Go to the data section. I'll get some four columns. So source row ID. This is an identity column. So we don't add anything over here. It's internal to the database. Okay, and we have to add data from last update date column onwards. Last update date. See here, timestamp is June 22, 2017, right? We have provided June 23, 2017. Let's observe like what will happen. Okay. Just assume that like at the ETL layer, we are loading the data into the landing table. Okay. ETL job will take care of this,
Okay.
and will provide some contact number. So source key, I told you, right? ETL team will make sure that they are generating the unique source key for this one. Okay. So we can select the unique combination. Okay. So even if we don't have any unique combination, we'll make sure that unique key generation. So here I'm taking the contact value and then name and source system and some random unique number. Okay. So this is the source key. Source key is nothing but one string value. That's it for unique combination. So here I'm giving this negation symbol for differentiating of the string. Okay, just for our notation. So if
Yeah.
you go to any of the projects, you will find the negation, or you will find some underscore, or it could be anything, some special character you may find. Okay, click OK. Okay, now we have inserted four records. Okay, of these four records, three records for CKR, one record for SFDC source system. Okay, and we'll see how the data loads.
Uh, in this
Okay.
case, in the source key column, src underscore key, we have three duplicates. Uh,
Yeah, that's like for our scenarios only. I have created this data. Okay. Okay, let's observe like what will, or else like just tell me like which records gets rejected. Let's
okay,
say,
okay.
can like by looking at this, like, can you tell me how many records gets rejected?
Uh, Rejected as in while transferring from landing to stage.
Landing to stage, yeah.
First, one of the first three should get rejected, and it will be termed as duplicate.
Okay. I'll say three records will get rejected. Two records will get rejected. Okay, two records, and one record will not get load because we haven't configured
Configure the
a
SFTC.
mapping for SFTC.
Okay.
Okay, let's commit this. Okay, just run. This one is not needed for us. C underscore L underscore PRT underscore M. So there are four records are there, right? And for the stage table, we'll see there will not be any records. C underscore S. CKR. We have made notation with CKR. Huh, there is no data. And let's see for reject table also. And for your uh, like, I'll enable audit trail also. Okay, I'll enable two loads. Okay, just to show you, okay, how many loads of data will be stored. And even under the reject table, like, you won't find any records, okay, right now. If I run this, okay, there are no records, there is no error description, and whichever the user defined columns are there, all these will be present. Okay, and raw table, so then nothing is there. Okay, just will run the mapping. So so how can we run the mapping? So we don't have option to run. So for every object which you create, under the model section, there will be an entry under batch viewer section. Okay, so if there are five, how many base object table entries are there, that many entries you will observe under batch viewer section. Okay, so here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and these three tables are there. I'll explain you these three tables while hierarchy section, while I'll deal with hierarchies. Okay,
Okay.
so there are seven base object tables. Okay, user defined base object tables. These seven entries will be you observe over here under the batch viewer section.
Okay.
Okay, so there are seven entries are there, and two more entries are there. So how many mappings we create over here, those many stage jobs. So here the mapping which we are creating to load the stage tables, that's why stage jobs will get created automatically. So how many mappings you configure at the mapping section, those many jobs will be stage jobs will be created automatically at the backend. Okay, we don't do anything, we don't create any jobs, simply we use those jobs. So to run a mapping, we have to go to batchware section and the stage table, like the concerned stage job. So for us, stage CKR party M is the mapping. So one stage job has been created. See here, map stage CKR party M. Okay, this is the mapping name. It has been created. One stage job has been created automatically. Okay, this is our base object. So under the base object, there are some jobs entries are there. Automatically gets created whenever we create the base object table. So these many jobs gets created automatically when we create the base object table. So here there are a couple of jobs are there. I'll explain you one by one. Okay. So once we run the stage job, nothing but it loads the data from landing to stage table. And then to load the data into base object, we will run this load job. Load from stage CKR parties. From this stage table, particular stage table is nothing but CKR party stage table to the base object. Base object is nothing but this one. It loads the data. Okay. First we'll run this job, execute. Refreshing the status. For the initial time, it will take some time. Okay. So here we are getting some warning symbol. Means there is some uh, like records might not be processed or rejected. Job has completed successfully, but there are some rejections are not processed records. If we have warning symbol, means this job not completed, not process the data fully. If you have this yellow warning symbol,
Okay.
so here inserted one record, rejected two records. Okay, and here we have some status is there, rejected records. Okay, view reject records. So it directly hits to the stage reject table and shows that. Okay, why the records got rejected. As per you, only one record should get rejected. As per me, two records should get rejected, right? Two
Mhm.
records got rejected. What is the reason is, one is the date is missing, even though we have provided data, but still it is showing date is missing or occurs in the future. It means that MDM will not process the data for future records. Okay. So if you observe in ETL process, whatever the date value you provide, the database will accept from some suppose like 1753 something, it depends upon the database, till 999 okay, it accepts this much range of date values. But MDM, if you go to the last update date section, the last update date column, if you provide any future value, straight away it rejects the record. Okay. So here our date timestamp is June 22, but here it is June 23. So it straight away rejected the record, and one more record got rejected, duplicated landing records. Okay. So why duplicated landing records? Here we have two
to
records
duplicate.
having same source key. So I said, right, for that stage table instance, at that instance, if we get duplicate source key values, then the records will get rejected. Okay, that's why two records got rejected, one record got inserted, and it read only three records. Why means here we have created mapping only for source system CKR. So that's why it read three records and rejected two records, inserted only one record. Let's see. Okay, we haven't run the load job, so still the data not loaded. And let's see in the stage table, one record got loaded. Okay, this last update date source row ID, it will automatically gets populated. Okay, and PK source object, whatever the value we provided. And see the reject table information. See two records and raw table. You will find three records. Just simple load of a data. Okay, whatever the data present in the landing table for that associated source system, those many records will be stored over here. So whenever the records gets rejected, okay, we have to look into that and do analysis why the record has been created rejected. So with the error description in the reject table, whichever the error description in the reject table, then we'll adjust that. So now we are getting one future date value, right? We'll adjust that to 15, and there are duplicates are there, right? So I'll make sure this 13, and I'll make sure this 14. So then it's an unique combination, right?
Yes.
Let's commit this. Okay. So here, um, one more difference we have to observe is, so simply the data present in the stage table only one record, right? So in interviews, people ask, so what is the usage or significance of reject table? So how the records gets rejected? So for us, the answer is, if the values occurs, date values occurs, future reference, future date values occurs, then the records gets rejected, or else duplicate landing records, the records gets rejected from the stage level, stage job level. Okay,
Okay.
or else if we provide unique, and there are some options are there at the stage table level. Okay, yeah, unique columns. So if you enable unique column, okay, here the columns level, if you enable unique value, and if you provide duplicate values to that unique column, then also records gets rejected. Okay, and for integer, suppose here we have varchar only. For integer column, if you provide any string values, then also records gets rejected. Okay, so these answers we have to provide. Mostly we have to say that whenever the future date values gets processed, at the time records will get rejected, and duplicate primary key source values are there, then the records will get rejected. So these are the main rejections which will get happen. So this is also one interview question.
Okay.
Okay,
I have one query.
okay.
In the raw table that you showed earlier, there are three records, but in our landing there are four. So, does raw table holds stage load or the landing load?
Stage loads, that's
Yes.
raw table is associated to stage table, right?
Okay.
This associated stage table.
So it wouldn't hold the data which was rejected earlier. So we don't have SFDC in the raw table.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Except this isn't rejected. It's just like this mapping
Filtered.
didn't read that time.
Okay.
didn't read the records,
Okay.
SFDC records. Okay. Now only one record is available in the stage table. Okay. We'll run the load job. Go to batch viewer schema. We have one load job is there associated to this particular stage table, stage CKR 40M. Okay. Click execute. So one record got inserted with consolidation indicator status 4. I said right, new records.
Yes.
Okay. So click on this one. See, one new record has been inserted into the base object table with consolidation indicator status 4, upstate indicator 1. Means this is active new record. Okay. And if you observe this, ROID object automatically populated, creator, create date, updated by last updated date. Don't get confused with the last update date with the landing last update date. Okay. This is just like when the base object record got updated. Okay.
Okay.
There is a significant difference is there between last update date of landing table, okay, stage table and base object table. Okay. Last row ID system automatically got populated. The records are not deleted. That's why there is no delete indicator. And CM that indicator. This is deprecated, right? That's why like not populated. And these are the user defined columns: name, email ID, contact. Okay. So one record loaded into the base object table with consolidation indicator 4. So why have we have only consolidation indicator 4 means this is new record, okay, and we haven't performed any match process. So now we made some adjustment to the landing table, right? Okay, and just remember that how many records are available in stage table. Okay, I'll pin this and let's run the stage job one more time. So this time we got tick symbol, means green color, means the job has completed successfully and no record has been rejected. Okay, three records have been inserted into the stage table. Let's see. So as per your understanding, then how many records will present in the stage table?
Now there will be four.
Yeah, let's see. There are only three are there. Okay,
Okay.
so this stage table will get truncate and reload automatically by MDM whenever we run the stage job.
Okay.
If we run the stage job, at that instance, it truncates the stage table and reloads the data into the stage table. Okay, it
Okay.
is not our duty. MDM will take care of that. It truncates the stage table and reloads. Let's see what type of data, like how many records will present in reject table as per your understanding.
Rejected would be none.
Still, you observe the rejected records. Okay,
Okay. It will hold
reject
previous
will
data
table
type.
will not get truncated every time.
Okay.
And if you observe the raw table, how many records you see now?
Raw table. So this addition three, and we if we have configured load as two, then the
Yeah,
previous
six
three.
records you will observe.
Yeah.
Okay, total six records. So now we have loaded data, three records. Okay, let's observe, run this stage table, and three records got inserted into the stage table. Okay, And I told you there is one more important table, that is XREF table, right? Cross
Mhm.
reference table. So cross reference. Let's see what data present in the cross reference table. Okay. CKR source system data present and one entry is there along with the base object record. Let's try and this is cross reference data and this is base object data. And I told you row ID objects gets loaded automatically. Similarly, in XREF also row ID XREF will get loaded automatically. And all this data, we haven't configured anything for cross reference, but still data loaded into the cross reference table. Okay. In the cross reference table, the primary key is row ID XREF, as I told you. Okay. And rest of the records are normal records, and these are being loaded by a MDM itself. All the data. Okay. And moreover, here we have two date columns are there, source LUD, okay, and last updated date and create date. Create date means when the record has been created into the XREF table. Okay. Last update date is nothing but when the record got updated in the XREF table. Okay. Purely this date values depends upon the how the data, when the data has been created and when this particular record has been updated. Okay. And and we have one more date value, SRC LUD. This is nothing but source last updated date. Okay. When this record has been updated, last time updated at the source level, at the source level.
That means
How?
for us it is landing table.
Yes, exactly. You like you identified correctly. So at the landing table, if there is any change in the last update date for that record, then here the value will get changed. Otherwise, here it displays the same value only. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So here only one record is available. Let's see when we run the load job again, what will happen. Okay. So as per our understanding, there are three stage records are there. Then just think that how many records will load into the landing table, base object table. Okay, let's observe. Execute. Okay, three records. It read three records from stage table, but inserted two records. No action, one record. Okay, why
Okay.
there is no action is, let's see. Okay, let's see the difference. Observation. So this is our XREF record. This is our base object record. This is our XREF record. And let's run the base object first. Okay. Two new records inserted. So two new records have been inserted. Okay. As per our log report, two records inputted. Okay. Means two records have been inserted and one no action. Let's see in XREF entries. Okay. Two new records have been inserted, right? So we at the XREF level, we'll see total three records. Okay. Three records have been presented. If you observe over here, source LUD. Okay. Source LUD and the stays table last updated date or else landing table last update date. I will see from landing table last update date. Okay, here. See here, last updated date of landing table, last update date of landing table and the stage table. 12, 13, 14. 12, where is the 12, 13, 14? So, where is the stage table? Okay, stage as source LED. Okay. So at the stage table level, source LED is there, right? So this source LED and this, where is this? Okay, sorry. Source is stage table source, last update where it is. Okay. So here, which record it is there? Let's see, PK source object 12, right? Okay, let's see 12. And which one the 12 record is there? Okay, this is the 12 record. Okay, so here let's see the observation. Here at the cross-reference table level, we have 15 June 17 as source last updated date. Okay, whereas at the source level, you can consider either a stage table or landing table. Most of the times we consider landing table because stage table is every time truncate and reload operation, right? So we'll consider the landing table only. So at the landing table, for this 12 source key, what is the last updated date? It is 14 June. Here it is 15 June. Okay. So at the cross reference table level, this source LED has highest date compared to the data available in the landing table. So that's why MDM didn't pick the record, this particular record, into the base object table and cross reference table. Why means always MDM performs the delta detection operation internally. Okay?
Mhm.
Change data capture. So MDM automatically will do. Okay. So MDM will automatically will do. That's why it read three records from stage table, and what it do always, it compares the data from cross reference tables. So whichever the data available in the cross reference table. So here we have PK source object 12 row ID system CKR, and it compares the data with stage table of here. What is the PK source object of 12? What is the source system? Its source system is CKR. Okay. And for this combination, what is the last update date? So here 14 is there. And cross reference we have, in cross reference we have 15 is there. It means that MDM treats that there is no update happened to this particular record. So it didn't updated the cross reference record. That's it. Okay. So that's why it didn't update the cross reference record. It updated, it inserted only two records, these records, only these two records.
Okay, if the date would have been, let's say, 17th June,
Yeah,
then
17th
it would
June,
have
then it
updated.
could have updated.
Okay.
Okay, it could have updated. So that is the main reason why it is not picked. So you are in real time whenever you do the data analysis, like sometimes if you find the no action records at the production level, so you have to observe that whether that source LED is updated or not. So if source LED is greater than the last update date of stage table, it will not get updated. Or if source LED is exactly same with the last updated date, then also it will not get updated at the XREF level, or else the record gets inserted. Okay. So here always the last update date from the landing table side should be greater than the source LUD available at the cross reference table level. So here for this record, we are getting an update from the source system. Okay. So we are getting update to this source system, and we are getting two new records. So if there is a change in last update date is nothing but there is an update happened at that for that record, right? As per our assumption.
Right.
So that's why MDM didn't pick that record because there is no update in the last update date value. So it didn't pick the record while loading into the base object and cross reference table. Okay. So here, whenever we run the load job, the records gets inserted into the base object and cross reference table simultaneously. First, the data insert into the base object table, then cross reference table automatically. Okay, MDM will do that thing. Okay. So for three cross reference tables, we have three base object records. Okay, I'll explain you. As per our as per I my statement. So how many source system records present in the associated to that particular base object table, those many source records will be present in the cross reference table, but at the base object table we'll see only one base object record, right? But right now we have three base object records available for that ports source system. Why means we haven't run the match and merge process, means we haven't run the consolidation process. That's why we have three entries at the base object table and three entries at the cross reference table levels. Okay. For every new record insertion, new record will be created automatically at the base object table level and the cross reference table levels. This is the blind thing which we have to remember. New entries coming from the source system, new base object record will get created automatically, new cross reference record will get created automatically. Okay. So whenever for the same record, means for the same record we are getting the updates with latest last updated date, then the records gets updated at the cross reference table level. Okay. At the cross reference table level, let's see. So this is our record, right? We'll change the last update date time as 17, and we'll add some Mahesh, and we'll add E as extra. I'm removing yes, and I'm adding E as extra. So we are providing some update to this name column. Okay. Now in the landing table section, four records are available, but three records belong to CKR source system, and one update happened to record. Let's see what will happen when we run the stage table. Okay, stage job. And moreover, I'll explain you one option over here. So here we have force update option is there. So whenever we check the force update option, okay, even though if there is no change in the last update date of landing table, still the records gets updated at the base object table and cross reference table level. Why means here we are bypassing that, like we are bypassing and we are mentioning to the MDM application team, the application, that don't consider the last updated date, simply update or insert the records whichever available at the stage table. Okay, let's see, like if I click this one and if I execute this, you will see three records got updated. So three records are available at the stage table right now, and three records got updated. Okay, there are no action records. So now if you observe the records, like all these three records gets updated with the latest timestamp. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So even if there is no
uh,
update in name or anything, and but if
yes,
we are checking in the post update option, it will
yeah,
load with the latest timestamp.
yes. Okay, that is the property.
What
So
is the
we don't check this.
business use of this then?
What is the business use of this is like, we have reference tables or there, lookup tables or there. We made some changes to the lookup tables, right? At the lookup, even lookup tables have some landing tables. So there is some change happened at the lookup table levels. So at that time, what we will do, so instead of updating the last update date, we can change, like we'll click the force update option, and then we'll run the stays and load job. So that whichever the columns are there, all those columns will get update automatically, even though if there is no change at the last update date. Okay, mainly for lookups. And even like during the data patching time, means manual update, like through the, instead of processing through batch process, suppose we may need to clean some operation, clean some data, or else we may need to update some data. At that time, we'll go for this.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So now we have updated at the landing table with last update date. Now it updates only one record. Okay, it will do no action on two records. Let's see, let's observe. First run the stage job. Okay, stage job, three records got inserted. And if you run the reject table, reject means raw table, you will see only six records only. Okay, only six records. That last load values will get truncated automatically, and then it gets loads with the latest load values. Okay,
Okay. We have given it as
two
two, right?
loads. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, and let's run the load job. See, no action, two records, one record updated at the base object table, and one record updated at the XREF table level. So here we are seeing two updates, right? One is updated and one is updated XREF. So I'll explain you that, and I'll complete the class. Okay. So let's run the cross reference table, okay, and the base object. So if you see the cross reference table, what is the source LUD that is present? Created date is today, last updated date is today. Okay. If you see here, if you see here, you won't find any difference here. Last update date. This is 858, 858. Here only we observe the last update date because this record got updated. And what is the source LUD for this one? Did you observe that like source LUD and last update date is always difference? I said right.
Yeah.
Okay. Source LUD and last update date is always difference. Okay. Source LUD is nothing but landing table last updated date. Okay. Whereas last update date is nothing but at that instance, whenever there is an update happen to cross reference record, here the last update date value will get changed but it will not change the source LUD. Okay,
Okay.
and for our log updated and updated XREF. So I have explained you one record XREF record got updated, right? Now I have shown you because there is an change happened to the source LUD. That's why this record got updated. Okay, and if we run the base object, we see three records. And if you see the last update date, there is a change, which is equivalent to last update date of cross reference record. Okay. So why here I am the same date value got reflected. So here each XREF is contributing one base object record. Means this XREF record is contributing one. Sorry, this XREF record is contributing one base object record, and this XREF record is contributing one base object record, and this XREF record is contributing one extra base object record. So even if I say that we have row ID XREF, okay, row ID objects are there. Okay, I told you right, row ID object XREF table and base object tables are interrelated with row ID object relationship. If you see here, row ID object 1 and row ID object 1. So there is an one row ID object record is associated with one row ID XREF record, and this XREF record is getting updated. So that's why same that row ID object record is getting updated automatically. Okay, I'll explain you. So what happens when the records gets consolidated and update occurs to one of the particular source system record. I'll explain you. Okay. So right now today we have observed only with one source system record. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see for the different source system records. Okay. And we'll see the records creation at the base object table level and the XREF table level. Okay. For today, we have seen simply the data load operation and how the rejects happen and how the MDM picks the records from the stage table and landing table. Okay. How the CDC data load happens. So whenever there is no change in the source LUD, then the MDM will not pick the record. If there isn't change in the source LUD, then only it picks the records. Why means like it's a performance improvement purpose, purely for performance improvement. Okay, why it has to process unnecessarily if there is no change in the data.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, for that purpose. Okay, tomorrow we'll see creation of few more source system stage tables, and we insert the records, and let's see how the records gets reflected at the cross reference table level and the base object table level. Once that completes, then I'll pitch into the consolidation process, nothing but match and merge process.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll create one sample data model also. Okay,
Okay. So,
thank you, Mesh.
all right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.